Whispers from the abandoned town. The road was cracked, silent, and covered in weeds that pushed through the asphalt like unwanted memories. A faded signboard leaned to the side, the letters barely visible. Welcome to Greystone. Lena tightened her grip on the steering wheel. She wasn't supposed to be here. The GPS had rerouted her 3 times, and now she was stuck in a town that didn't exist on modern maps. The air was heavy, colder than it should have been for late summer. She thought of turning around, but something about Greystone pulled her deeper. The houses were empty shells, windows shattered, doors hanging loose, roofs sagging. Yet, as she rolled slowly down the street, Lena swore she saw curtains shifting, as if unseen eyes were watching. She parked near what looked like the town square. A fountain stood at the center, dry and cracked, the statue of a child at its heart worn smooth by time. Her phone buzzed once and went dead. No signal. Great, she muttered. That was when she heard it. The first whisper. At first, it sounded like wind threading through broken glass, faint and thin. But as she stepped out of her car, it grew sharper. Words. Go back. Go back. Her chest tightened. Hello? She called, forcing her voice to be steady. No answer. Just whispers weaving from every direction, blending together until she couldn't tell where they came from. Lena should have left then. She knew it. But her curiosity was stronger than fear. She had been a journalist once, chasing forgotten stories, and something about Greystone smelled like the kind of truth people tried to bury. She walked toward the nearest building, a diner with faded red stools still lined up at the counter. Dust coated everything, but the coffee machine was warm, fresh. Her mouth went dry. Then the whispers changed. Stay. Stay with us. A chill slid down her spine. The walls seemed to breathe. The air thickened with the scent of mildew and iron. She backed out quickly, but the whispers followed her onto the street. They grew louder, layered voices overlapping. Men, women, children, all speaking at once. Who's there? She demanded. The fountain gurgled. Lena froze. The statue of the child, which had been worn and faceless, now had eyes. Wide, dark, hollow eyes staring right at her. Water trickled from its mouth, though the basin below was bone dry. She stumbled back, nearly tripping, her heart slamming against her ribs. The whispers rose to a scream, and then silence. Complete silence. The kind that presses against your ears and makes you realize how loud the world usually is. She turned in circles, searching for her car, but the street had changed. Buildings stood straighter now, freshly painted. Lights flickered inside windows, and from the diner came laughter, children's laughter. Her knees weakened. This isn't real. Yet the scene before her was vivid. Townsfolk filled the streets, their faces pale, their eyes sunken but smiling. A parade of shadows pretending to be alive, and every one of them turned to look at her. The whispers returned, soft and coaxing. Stay. You belong to us now. Lena ran. She sprinted toward where she thought the highway was, her shoes slapping against the ground. But no matter how far she went, she ended up back at the square, the fountain gurgling, the statue's eyes following her. Her breath came ragged, tears stinging her eyes. Please, let me go. A voice deeper than the rest rolled through the air like thunder. No one leaves Greystone. The townsfolk drew closer, their smiles splitting wider than humanly possible. Their skin peeled at the edges, revealing nothing but darkness beneath. Lena stumbled backward until she hit the fountain. Her hand brushed the cold stone, and the whispers poured directly into her mind. Memories not her own. Screams in the night, flames swallowing houses, people trapped and abandoned. Greystone hadn't been forgotten. It had been erased, wiped from records after something unspeakable happened here. And the souls, they were still here, hungry. The statue's mouth moved. Water turned to thick black liquid that smelled of decay. Drink. And stay forever. Lena screamed. She shoved herself away from the fountain, sprinting blindly through the streets. Her vision blurred, her head pounding with voices. When she finally collapsed, she was at her car. Shaking, she threw herself inside, slammed the door, and turned the key. The engine roared to life. Relief flooded her chest. She hit the gas. But as she tore down the cracked road, she looked in the rearview mirror. The town was gone. The fountain, the square, the buildings, all vanished. Just endless trees and an empty road stretched behind her. She laughed nervously, trying to convince herself it was all in her head. A trick of exhaustion. But when she glanced at the passenger seat, her blood turned to ice. There, carved into the cracked leather, were words that hadn't been there before. No one leaves Greystone. The whisper came one last time, right beside her ear. We'll see you soon.